This is Fred Richani of TSC News here to recap UFC 193, Rousey versus Holm, November 13th, 2015. Well, technically November 14th, 2015, as it's after midnight. And we just witnessed maybe the greatest upset in mixed martial arts history. One of the greatest upsets. This is up there with Fedor versus Verdum. This is up there with Matt Serra versus GSP1. I guess, Silva and Weidman. But, I mean, my God. Ronda Rousey walked into this fight with the world on her shoulders. Everything's going great. She was even on the cover of Ring Magazine, one of the top boxing magazines. Could Ronda Rousey box? She was in the headlines for the wrong reasons as well. Hung up on an MMA reporter. Her mom's speaking out about her trainer and her boyfriend. She's linked to a guy that's linked to domestic violence. All this drama, all this chaos. She's in movies. She's on talk shows. She does everything. But hey, she's going to win. She's fighting Holly Holm. Who the hell is Holly Holm? Holly Holm has looked scared to death in every one of her UFC fights. Okay, she won, but she wasn't that impressive. Okay, she was a pro boxer, but she didn't have that great of a boxing career. It was nothing amazing. It was a little overhyped, obviously, for the fight. So they have the little scuffle at the weigh-ins on Friday night. I figured, all right, it's Ronda trying to make herself more money, which is smart, Get Holly Holm to put her fist on her head or pull it back and then create the scuffle, and boom, more people will buy the fight. And I figured, you know what? Ronda is probably arrogant enough, and I say this in the nicest possible way, to box with a pro boxer. But I figured, you know what? Eventually, if she doesn't have success, she's probably going to take her down. And I figured if Holly Holm was going to beat Ronda Rousey, it was going to be via some fluke. It was going to be Ronda boxing Holly, kicking her ass, and then Holly getting one lucky shot because Holly's a boxer and knows exactly where to hit. Kind of like, Mark Hunt, where he caught Bigfoot and, he's had those walk-off knockouts. I mean, boxers know where to hit you. I was wrong. Not only did Holly Holm win, and win in the second round, not only did she knock out Ronda Rousey, she systematically destroyed her. Ronda Rousey inexplicably started this fight standing. Well, I guess it is explicable after what I just said. And she got touched up, faces getting red, touched up. She did go, to her credit, she did try going for a takedown. Holly Holm escaped. There was a part of the fight where Holly Holm actually got a takedown and then got back up, which was just mind-boggling. So then, at the end of round one, Rousey's in the corner with her tax-frauding trainer, who has only one star fighter, which is her, as he tries to cheat out the IRS, and he gives her some really crappy advice like he always does. And I figure, all right, Rousey's just going to keep it standing a little bit, bum rush her, push her up against the cage, clinch, take her down, or at least try to. Wear out Holly Holm. I mean, the usual Rousey MO, right? No. She kept boxing. And she kept getting hit. And she kept getting hit. And before my very eyes, I saw the greatest champion in women's MMA history get tagged, get hit with a vicious head kick, get hit with some strikes on the ground, and lose her title. That's right. Holly Holm is your new UFC women's bantamweight champion. And it's not just the shock of her winning, it's the shock of how she did it. So now people ask, well, what's next for Ronda? Well, Ronda's got a bunch of movies lined up. Ronda already signed on the dotted line. Financially, she'll be fine. I think what's next is the obvious. A rematch. Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey 2, which is going to make the UFC a whole lot of money. And this just made the women's division a hell of a lot more interesting. Rowdy Ronda Rousey, said that she probably won't be available to fight again till UFC 200, which is in July, which is UFC's big event, kind of like the WrestleMania or whatnot. There is some temptation to book Holly Holm against somebody else, like Juliana Pena. But if I'm the UFC, here's what I do. I don't care if Miesha Tate's complaining. I don't care if Juliana Pena is complaining. You have a money fight. Forget the Cyborg fight. You have a money fight right here. Keep Ronda out as long as she needs. Keep Holly Holm on the sidelines. Do that rematch, UFC 200. Boom, boom, boom. Or whenever you get clearance in Madison Square Garden, do it there. But my God, what a spectacle. This event, pretty good, but up to the main event, it was, I was like, what did I pay $50 for, $60 for? Totally worth it here. And if you missed this fight, whew, go back and watch it. As far as some of the other results, which obviously pale in comparison to what we saw, Joanna Jedrzejczyk, excuse me, it's a tough name to pronounce, defeated Valerie Letourneau in a really good fight via unanimous decision. Letourneau, being ranked number 8, also a massive underdog, held her own the first couple rounds, but then just got her leg terrorized, and she ended up losing via decision. All heart, though. Mark Hunt knocked out Bigfoot Silva via TKO, just tagged him right in the temple. Bigfoot crumbled like a pile of bricks, and that was it. It was kind of uneventful before that. Robert Whittaker beat Uriah Hall in a weird fight where Uriah Hall looked like he was going to explode a couple times. He did with a front kick or two, and that was about it. He kind of just turned away, got hit in the eye. Just didn't really look good. Just still continues to be the most frustrating fighter in the UFC. So much potential, so little to show for it, except for that, that Moontasri fight and a couple other fights he had. In a horrible fight, Rosholt beat Stefan Struve via decision. Poor Stefan Struve, ever since he's come back from his heart ailment, hasn't looked good. The old Stefan Struve, I would think, would at least destroy Rosholt, and, didn't happen here. And as far as any other notable results on the prelims, Kyle Noke from Australia. This show emanated from Melbourne, Australia. Stadium show. I don't know if it broke the attendance record of UFC 128, which was 55,000 in Toronto for GSP and Shields, but I'm sure it either came closer or certainly broke it. I think it was seated for 70,000 people. Although most of those people were seated in plastic chairs. So if you were one of those lucky people that were in attendance, you paid $500 to sit in a beach chair. All right. That's cool, I guess. But Kyle Noke beat Peter Sobotta. Gian Villante recovered from his loss to Tom Lawler against Anthony Perosh via knockout. And that's about it. I mean, look, you look at the other results, but there's one headline that will remain etched in MMA history, and that is Holm beats Rousey. Unbelievable. But folks, I want to hear from you. What do you think about this gigantic upset? What do you think is next for Ronda Rousey and Holly Holm? Are they on a collision course to a rematch, or could you see Rousey taking a sabbatical, maybe doing some movies, contemplating her future? She did want to retire undefeated. I'm sure this throws things into a loop. They didn't interview her after the fight in the cage. We'll see. Did you lose money on the fight? Did you gain money betting on Holm? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you like this recap, please click the like button. Please share this with all your friends. Please don't forget to subscribe for more MMA videos. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the fights. Man, congrats, Holly Holm.